The 1990s, Desert Storm, Clinton impeached, Columbine. As the Cold War ended, people waited to see what the role of the United States would be compared to the rest of the world. Now that the Soviet Union had come apart, there was no longer so much need for all the weapons that the US had manufactured in case of Soviet attack. To some, it looked like communism had fallen, and capitalism was the winner. However, some countries, like China, North Korea, and Cuba, have remained more or less communist until now. The United States soon found another way to use its military power, though. Saddam Hussein, the president of Iraq, had invaded the neighboring small country of Kuwait. The United States, under President George Bush, the father, along with a coalition of other countries, decided to intervene in the Middle East in what was called Desert Storm, or the Persian Gulf War. The coalition beat the Iraqi forces and made them withdraw from Kuwait after only 6 weeks of fighting, but they allowed Saddam Hussein to stay the president of Iraq. You probably already know about the Iraq War that followed, starting in 2003 under President George W. Bush, the son, and ending in 2011 under President Barack Obama, which finally removed Saddam from power. In the early to mid-1990s, the internet started to spread, especially on college campuses. At the time, internet access came from a dial-up connection through a modem and landline phone. While we were connected to the internet on our computer, we couldn't talk on the phone at the same time. Some of you are young enough not to remember this stage of technology, and some of your countries bypassed landline phones and went straight to cell phone networks. Bill Clinton was the first baby boomer president. He had been born in 1946. Many people welcomed this generational change and felt he achieved good things as president. However, Bill Clinton is probably most remembered for being impeached in December 1998. Impeachment is defined in the dictionary as a charge of misconduct made against the holder of a public office. The United States Constitution is set up so that if the president or vice president commits a serious crime, the House of Representatives can vote to impeach, basically accuse them. Then, the Senate can vote on the question of whether that president's crime was so bad that the president should be removed from office. Clinton had had an extramarital affair with Monica Lewinsky, an intern who worked at the White House. He lied about the affair at first, but eventually admitted it was true. Both the Senate and House of Representatives had Republican majorities at the time of the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal. Nevertheless, while the House of Representatives did vote to impeach Clinton, the Senate acquitted him at his trial. 10 Republicans sided with 45 Democrats to reach this majority vote. Clinton was not removed from office and served out the second term of his presidency until January 2001. If you pay attention to the news, you must have heard commentators comparing Clinton's impeachment to the case of Donald Trump in late 2019. The House of Representatives impeached Trump for asking a foreign country, Ukraine, to intervene in the coming U.S. elections in 2020. The House of Representatives has had a Democratic majority since 2018 and is led by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. However, the Senate, which is controlled by the Republicans, under Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, did not remove Trump from office. What do you think should happen when high government officials break the law? Does it matter which political party they belong to? We can't leave our discussion of the 1990s without talking about mass shootings. Unfortunately, nowadays we hear about shootings in public places often, sometimes more than one incident in the same week. This is related to the availability of guns in the United States, which has been part of this country's culture since its founding. There have been shootings in schools, movie theaters, churches, mosques, stores, and workplaces. However, the first big school shooting that shocked the nation and the world happened in 1999 at Columbine High School near Denver, Colorado. 2 students with pistols and shotguns killed 12 other students, a teacher, and themselves in the school library. As you already know, the problem of gun violence is still unsolved in the United States today.